Contracts can be very confusing. So let's break down what you need to know about a contract. So, what exactly is a contract? A contract is going to be the purchase and sale agreement that comes over from a buyer's agent that outlines the details of their offer on your home. Now, this is a 10 or 11 page document. Why? Because lawsuits have made us fill in all this extra verbiage on there. But there's going to be several points that you need to cover on the contract that you need to just talk about with your agent. Obviously, the first is going to be the purchase price. Now, that's what a lot of people drop to automatically, but this is what I can tell you. If you've got a house and let's say you own the lot next to the house, you're selling both of them, you're selling it all as one package, your agent needs to be checking that legal description and making sure that the buyer's agent has included both the parcel numbers so that when we get to the title company for close, we don't find out, oh, yeah, we didn't know that extra lot conveyed. We didn't do a title search on it. It's not included in the warranty deed. Your agent needs to be on top of those details and looking at those things. The next thing is, what items is the buyer expecting to stay with the house? So there's a big paragraph that outlines things that it's automatically assumed are going to convey with the home. Those are going to be anything that's attached to the walls of your house, your cabinets, your sinks, certain appliances if they're present, different things like that, right? Just like basic common sense stuff. But the buyer may be asking for things in the items to remain with the house that maybe you didn't plan on leaving with the house. Maybe you've got a beer fridge out in the garage that you plan on moving with you, and they've specified in the contract that it's going to stay. Make sure you're looking at those details. Items that will not remain with the house is another thing to look at. Sometimes they may put something in there that you're like, yeah, I'm not dealing with moving that out. Like maybe the beer fridge in the garage. You were going to leave it anyway. So make sure you're checking those details so that a buyer is not expecting something to be there that you didn't plan on leaving, and also that you're not leaving something that the buyer specifically stated they did not want when they go to closing. Then you're going to look at things. What's the purchase price? How much earnest money are they putting down? How quickly are they getting that earnest money in? Used to, we would allow 5 to 7 days for some earnest money, especially once we started getting more and more out-of-state buyers because maybe they didn't bring a checkbook with them when they came in to look at real estate. They're having to mail the check or whatever. But we're in 2024, and guess what? Most real estate companies have the capability to have earnest money wired to them. Here at RE/MAX, we use a company called Deposit Link. We fill in the transaction information, we send a link to the buyer, they click on it, they connect their bank account, they wire that earnest money, it's in our account within 24 hours. So when you get an offer in and they're not putting earnest money with either the buyer's company or the title company for 7 to 10 days, that's a red flag to me. Because if they get a home inspection done before they've ever done the earnest money, then they may never turn that earnest money in. So I think that earnest money is a big part of the transaction. Make sure you're looking at that. You're also going to look at what kind of financing are they doing? Who are they using for a closing company? I can't tell you how many times, especially now with more Knoxville agents or Tri-Cities agents coming down to our area, they want to close in Sevierville, Knoxville, Johnson City. Do you want to close? Do you want to drive for an hour and a half to get to the title company? You don't have to use the same title company as the buyer. You can have a local company prepare your documents and you can go in locally to sign them. So pay attention to who they're using for a closing company. Pay attention to who they're using for their financing because those things matter. You're also going to look at how long is their inspection period. You don't want to give somebody more than about 10 days because if they decide to terminate over the home inspection, you're losing time on the market. I've seen people submit 14, 17, 21 days for a home inspection. That is utterly ridiculous. You may not get the home inspector you particularly want within 7 to 10 days, but you can get a home inspector out there within 7 to 10 days. Resolution periods. We're not going to do more than a 2 to 3 day resolution period. Why? Because it doesn't take that long to figure out what the buyer wants you to repair and whether you're willing to agree to do that or not. So you want to look at those kind of timelines as well. What's the closing date of the transaction? Are they asking for a 90-day close? Because that's a little ridiculous. Some loan types may take a little bit longer, but there's nothing that should be more than 45 to 60 days out. Do they have that home sale contingency? Are they asking you for a home warranty? Do they have some kind of special inspection that they're wanting done, like a septic inspection or a water test? Or are they asking for a survey? All those types of things would be spelled out in the special stipulations section. So don't get caught up just looking at the purchase price when you get an offer. Make sure you're looking at every line and addressing those items with your agent that you feel like you might need to counter.